Well, hello my crafty friends, and welcome to my next video, or my latest video. And thank you for joining me, and thank you for being with me today. And if you like what you see, please subscribe below and hit that subscribe button and hit that bell for future notifications, and then you will see when I upload new content. So today I'm going to focus on some Tim Holtz products, and what we've got, or what I'm going to show you, is now I'm not going to bother too much about these because that's basically been covered in a previous video. What I am going to show you is how to do this background, and it's done with distress sprays and some other products. And obviously we've got a little bit of stenciling going on here, which is like a resist technique. So this is what I'm going to show you, and so it's really nice, but it's also very nice for mail cards. So you've got another way of doing mail cards, and that will be the finished article, as it were. So with that in mind, let's crack on. I'm just going to put all these little bits somewhere safe so I don't lose them, and put those somewhere safe so I don't lose them. And let's start by preparing our base card, which is an A4 sheet of craft card, and we need a scoring board, which is down here. So a scoring board, and we're going to turn this into a gatefold card. So just to double check, make sure, there we go, A4 gatefold card, that's what we want. So we want the third line in, so we just get ourselves a little scoring tool and we score down there. Make sure your card is buttered up next to the board so you get a nice straight crisp line. And we do the same side, the same on the other side. Just score all the way down. Nice. The best thing to do is do a light one first and then gradually add more pressure, and then you'll get a nice crisp fold line. So start off lightly and then gradually increase the pressure, and then that way you get a nice crisp line. So we can put all that back. We've done with the scoring. We've got our card blank, so we can put that away. Put that over there, and let me put that over there for the minute. And we just get our scoring tool, and when you fold over, just make sure the two edges meet nicely. There we go. And again, the same the other side, just make sure as you fold it over it meets in the middle, and you have got them the same, and just hold that in place, and there you have your gatefold card. The other thing is as well, with the craft card, you've got a light inside and a dark outside, so you've basically, it's double-sided. So you can decide which you want. So you can have the light on the outside and have the dark on the inside. But for this purpose, I'm having the dark on the outside. So that's another thing to bear in mind when you're using craft card. So let's bring in our cartridge paper, and then we'll need our our cutting blade. A little cutting tool, and what we're going to do is cut these down to 6.5 centimeters, which is up there. So you need 2 of these, so 6.5 centimeters. So 6.5 centimeters. Bring that up to line and make sure it's buttered up to the top. Need 2 of those. You've got a spare piece of card left over, so put that to one side. And then we need to just trim these down to 20 centimeters. Put the scoring tool back because you don't need that. So 20 centimeters. Sit that to one side. Put that in and down to 20 centimeters. So it's fairly straightforward so far. So we put that away because we don't need them. So we have now 2 pieces of cartridge paper measuring 6.5 by 20 centimeters. And if we bring back in our gatefold card, that will fit on there lovely with a nice brown border around the edges. Okay, so you can see where we're heading with this. So that is, so all we need to do is now change this from white to a distressed. So let's bring in some inks. So what I'm going to use, the 2 colours I've chosen, well, not 2 colours, the colours I've chosen is Speckled Egg, and I'm using the normal Distress spray stain and the oxide spray. So there's the colours, there's the colour, and that's all I'm using. So, and I've got myself a nice water bottle. So let's do some spraying and let's get some ink down. So I'm going to lightly spray onto my craft mat, spritz it with water, and then just lay, and you can decide which side you want to use. You can, because this, it doesn't really matter, but if you want more rough textured, then put the textured side down and then lift that off, and we have got some, and just swish it around and get some colour going on there like that, and do it the same on the other piece, and just get some colour moving on into that card. You might have to do this several times just to get a nice layer of ink, but we can do that. So I'm just going to bring in my heat gun and just dry this first layer. And every time you do this, it is going to be different every time. And again, if you've got big globules of ink, just dab it and then just go back in with your heat gun. And you can tell when it's dry because there won't be any shiny bits. I don't know if you can see that. There's some shiny bits, so we can get rid of those just by drying, or you can dab it and then cool. And then do the same for the other one. And then once you've dried it, you can then go back in again, pick up the rest of that ink, and just swish your paper around. And if necessary, add some more spray, because we obviously want a nice coverage of colour on these. So there we go, a little bit more on that side, I think. There we go. Put that to one side, and then we can go in with this one and just swish it around, get all of that ink up onto your cardstock, swish it around. Oh yes, we're getting a nice coverage there, which is good. Yes, liking that. And there won't be a lot of excess, so we can get rid of that. And now again with our heat gun, we can just go in with our heat gun again. And if you have got a big blob like I've got down there, just dab it off, and then you've got don't worry about the blotches or the big all adds to the effect. So I've got quite a big so again, if you like what you see, please subscribe down below and hit that notification button, and then again you will know when I've uploaded new content. So I'm just going to now, so that was the normal distress spraying. Let's go in with the oxide. So we now switch to the oxide, and we're going to do exactly the same thing. I'm just going to spritz that with water and then hit that with, and it's just adding layers and depth to your background, and I think I'm going to be quite happy with that. We've got a nice even coverage, so I think I'm not going to bother with any more of that, so let's get rid of all of this, and I think I'm just going to get myself a clean piece of tissue because I think I might have saturated that. There we go. There's hardly anything left now on that, so cool. Let's put that to one side, and let's give these a now quick blast. And I've got a white bit up here, I'm not too bothered about that. And again, once I've dried this, I'll show you what's happened. And this might take a little bit of a while. So once, I mean, the heat gun's already heated up quite adequately, so that's fine. And then we'll do a little bit of stamping, which is slightly different to what I've done with the first one, but hopefully it will work out and it'll be okay, and it will give the desired effect that I'm looking for. So again, bring in our second piece and just waft your hairdryer, your heat gun rather, not hairdryer, heat gun over your card, and then just make sure it's all dry. Just check for any shiny bits. If you've got shiny bits, that means it's still a little bit wet. So there we go. And there you have your basic background. Now if I show you, you've got the distress oxide on top, but you've still got the normal distress stain underneath, and you can still see it. So that's quite good. I'm pleased with that. And that is all perfectly dry. Now what we're going to do, now that's all dry, let's do some stamping. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two. I'm not going to go too mad with this because, as I say, I want to do a little bit of so put those to one side. We need a block and our stamp, and I'm going in with the archival ink sepia. So lightly tap, and then I'm just going to grab myself a little bit of scrap copy paper. See, I've done this a few times because it was handy, and I'm just going to see, you've got a wide area here on the stamp, so that's what I'm going to utilize. So I'm just going to stamp along there like that, and then I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side down the bottom. And I say, I'm not going to go too mad with this because I want to show you and spend time with resist spray. So let's do a little bit down there. And cool, I'm pleased with that. That is quite nice. And let's do the same on the other one. So again, light tapping down onto your stamp. And let's do up there. Down, like, press firmly down onto your, turn it around, and let's do same on the opposite end. So, and then down like that. Cool. Right, so that's our two done like that. And as most of you know me by now, clean your stamp. So this baby wipe, and then I know once this is cleaned, and get a clean piece of tissue, dab that dry, and then we can give that a quick dry. Got a bit of moisture around there. And then give that a quick going over. Give that a quick going over, and then that is good to go. So I know that is fine. And put that down there. And I'm just going to use this Old English script stamp just for a little bit, because I quite like it, and it will just add a bit more interest to our background. So I'm just going to make sure, yes, that is up the right way, and I'm going to go in with my ink pad again, and I'm just going to stamp just up there, and then again down at the bottom, and it gives the illusion that you've actually cut a piece of card down. And do that, and do the same for the other piece, and then we will start doing some of the resist spray, which I know you've all been itching for me to do and get on with. So a little bit up there, and then just a little bit down on the bottom. Cool, so I'm going to put those to one side, clean our stamp, and then we can start doing some stenciling, because we'll put our ink pad away because we don't need that. Give this a quick clean. There we go. Dab that, and then dry it. So that is good to go for me next time. So that can be put away because we won't need them anymore again. This can be put away, so let's make us some space. We can put that in its place, and that again can be put away, and the block can be put away because we won't need that, and then we can start with our spraying. I'm just going to put that up to one side, put that there, and so we have got so far our two pieces of card. So the next thing is our little stencil. So bring in our stencil, get it out of the packet. There we go. And we're just going to use just a section of this. So now, So we're just going to use a little bit of the stencil, but let's concentrate for a little time on our resist spray, because the reason I want to do this is because my nozzle has blocked up. Now there might be ways of unblocking it, but I've not found any. So give it a little shake. See, it's definitely clogged up. So there's a way of doing this. We can, I've got basically a little mini spritzer spray. So you can guess what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put that on my there, and you've got a little, I've got a little pipette which you can get from Amazon, or and then just squeeze and keep doing that until you've got enough in your, so so mine's about half full. I think that's more than enough. Squeeze that out, and then what I'm going to do, put that back on like that, and behind me I have got a bowl of water. So yes, do get a bowl of water prepared. So I can put this in once I've finished with it, and so that'll be fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lightly spray, make sure this can come up. Yeah, so I'm just going to spray over the stencil and then move that down a little bit, and I'm deliberately going over where I've stamped, and then put that to one side, and then we will repeat the other side, the other piece of card. So again, down it goes, and just spray lightly, and if you've got bumps and on there, doesn't matter. Now the stencil in with the water straight away, and then this, any left, we can put this to one side for the minute. Let's tidy up a little bit here. So we've got this can go back into your bottle, tip that back in. So as you can see, I've emptied quite a bit out, so that can go back up onto my little shelf. And this, right, so that's in the bowl of water. They're all clean, and we can put this to one side. I'm just going to clean up this a little bit. That doesn't need any, and let's just get rid of all of this, clean all this up. And that is how, if your nozzle is blocked on your resist spray, that's how you can use it. So let's bring these back in, And then let's give these a little dry. So again, you can see so once it's dry, then we'll go on to the, now the secret with this, the thing is with this, you're going to get different effects, and it's going to be blotchy, it's going to be, oh, I didn't expect that. Well, that's good, because you're going to get, again, a different effect all the time. So once that is dry, and then just tab it, just give it a dab. Yes, that is. And if you're not sure, just give it a waft a bit more. And that is it. Right, I think, oh, there might be a little bit. No, I think that's okay. That's all dry. Now, okay, cool. So, let's get some Distress ink pads going. So, what have I got? We want, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I've got some browns. So I've got the browns. Yes. Okay. So, got them all there. So let's bring our mat back in again, and then let's get a blending tool there. So I'm going to start off with a light colour, a lightish colour. So I'm going to go in with Vintage Photo. So, and then I'm going to grab my Vintage Photo. Whoops, there we go. Put that back. I'm going to put that. Right, Vintage Photo, Vintage Photo. Right, so bearing in mind where we, so and then just go in with your Vintage Photo. You might, I'm going in with a light colour first, but I might build up to a darker colour to see where we go. Now, here we go. I can just see now the reason I'm doing this, there is a very good reason I'm doing this. It's because if you go in too dark and you don't like it, you can't take it off. That's why I'm starting with a light colour first, and then I'm gradually going to build it up. So there we go. You've got the appearance now of the stencil appearing, and the illusion is that it's like a window and it's seeing the cogs and everything in the background. So you've kind of done a layer. So and it depends how dark you actually want to go with this and how much so let's just give this a little bit more so you can see. And your background, there is your background more or less. So, and you've done that from a plain white piece of card. You've totally transformed it. So let's do the other piece. Let's go over and do exactly the same. And you're going to get mist patches, which doesn't matter because it adds all to the effect. And they're both going to be totally different. So and it's practice. If you don't like it the first time, well, you can always do some more. So I'm just going to cover now the rest of this, and then maybe go around. I actually might get the walnut stain out now. Just go a little bit darker, and I think that will just bring out what I'm hoping to achieve. So let's bring in the walnut stain, and I might even go up to scorched timber. I'll see how it goes. So there. So let's go in with the walnut stain, which again is a darker color again. So now you're getting layers. Cool, I like that. I mean, even though you've covered some of it, you still see some of it in the background still. So I quite like that. This is a better, you can see it better on this one now that I've gone in with a darker colour. So basically what's happened is where we've sprayed, it's protected and covered where we stamped. And the stencil obviously didn't get sprayed too much. That's why the stencil has come through. So we have got basically your background. So if I hold this one up, you can see the stencil, but you can see the stamping that we've done first, and it's in the background. It's kind of the stencil is kind of in the forefront, and the cogs in that are in the background. Same as down here, and it's fragmented, which again is quite good because we are after that distressed look, that old antique look. So cool. So there you go. I hope you like that. That is again one of my favorite ways of using stencils, and I wanted to show you. We can put these back now and put that back. I wanted to show you that if your resist spray is clogged up, you could still use it. So don't be afraid. Don't waste it. Don't think, oh, that's no good anymore. Well, yes, it is. You can still use it. So put that back in there. Right, so what we do now is just clean this off a little bit, and then we can put our card together. So if you want to, also you can just to give it a bit more of the distressed look, get a pair of scissors, and if you've got so let me bring it into the camera so you can see exactly what I'm doing. That would help, wouldn't it? So down like that on the edge, just rough it up, and then down the other one. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I didn't do it on my other one. And then down the bottom, and then I would just, I think I actually will use a scorched timber because that's a nice dark brown, and we can use that. So let's get the scorched timber out. There it is. And obviously I haven't used this one yet because I've only just got it. So and it's actually absolutely piddling down with rain outside. I'm here in Plymouth in the southwest of England, and it's just been raining non-stop all morning. And I thought, right, now's the opportunity. I need to do another video because I haven't done one for a while, and I thought I've got to get one done. So I thought, right, now's the opportunity. So I've gone around the edge with scorched timber, and actually that is looking pretty good. I'm quite pleased with that. And just make sure you get all the white exposed bits hidden. And then when you place it down on your card, you'll be able to see the effect that the scorched timber will have. Cool. There we go. And we can put that now back onto there. Put that there. Put that in there. And that, my dear friends, is your background. Done from 2 white pieces of cardstock. Watercolor cardstock, which you've now, with me, totally altered. And so we can now put our little bit of pieces together. So get some double-sided, or get our little squirrel thingy, running tape, and we can just, again, this is the Crafter's Companion snail stuff, and make sure you've got them up the right way, and we can just place our background down like that, and then repeat it the other side. Put that, actually I'm going to fold this, I'll tell you for why. If I fold it, I can line them up. So is that the right way? Let me just check. Yes, that is the right way. Always good to double check just to make sure you've got your letters both going the same way, which I have. Cool. So then we just bring in our little bits and pieces that we've done, or that I prepared earlier, because as I say, you didn't want me doing all this. And I've just lost one of my pieces, so I'm just going to nick it from that one. So these are what I've done earlier, and I've taken these from obviously the same stamp sets, if I can find them. I had them here just now. I don't know what I've, oh, here they are. put them away, didn't I? So these are the stamp sets I used. I've just used the Artistry and the Dreamer, and I obviously used the Guy. So what I did, I stamped it onto plain card, distressed the outsides with antique linen, and then vintage photo, then walnut stain, and then scorched timber along the outside. Same with that. And I have done all of this in more detail in one of my previous videos, so go and check it out and have a look, because it's all down there. Now the secret is with this, when you come to put it together, because it's a gatefold, you only need double-sided or foam pad down one side, because if you stick it, well, obviously you're not going to open it. So I know I'm stating the obvious, but we've all done it. We've all put it down both sides, and then you have to rip it off, and you might destroy your work, and after spending all that time. So it's good just to point these things out, and especially if you are new card maker and you like the look of this, and you think, oh, I'll have a go at that. So it's always worth just pointing out the basics again, because it's just helpful. Put those to one side, and I'm just going to plonk my little stroppy little man. He looks a bit stroppy, doesn't he? Down there one side, and I'm going to put this one down the other side, and put it, yes, that is nice and sticky, and he can go down in the corner like that, and then this one can go up in the top. So we just peel that off, which I've already done, and he can go up there like that. And there, my friends, you have one mail card. I hope you liked this. Hope you've enjoyed it. And also, again, with your stamps, that's the other one I've done. I've just nicked that from that, because mine's just dropped down the back, one I did earlier. So you can see you've got two different coloured, totally different looks, just by using the same stance, a new stencil. And so well, there you go. I hope you've liked it, and if you have liked it, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, hit the subscribe button, and hopefully it won't be too long before I see you again. So thank you very much for joining me, and see you again soon. Bye for now.